Yes, this is the second session on eCOE enhancement. So yesterday we have had a short introduction. We had an overview of UCM, how it looks like in the system. We have seen all the design change, renaming, relabeling of certain fields. We also went more in detail on the verification report for self-sustainment. We went into the system and I showed to you how all this works. And today, as announced, we are going to focus on the major equipment. I am only focusing on the enhancement. I'm not going, again, I'm repeating myself, but I'm not going through the whole process, sorry. I'm not going to generate a VR, etc., etc. I just point out the enhancement to make your life easy, actually. I see Tota connected. Fantastic. Good morning, Tota. Let me put you as a panelist. I cannot. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I cannot put you as a panelist, I think. Okay. I have a tiny issue. Maybe, Tota, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can please confirm in the chat. And I have some issues of putting you as a panelist. But Danny will take care of that. So yeah, I was saying that today we will focus on major equipment. So we will see ILO in lieu of how this works and how this has been enhanced, the different fields, etc. We will see again the refresh button, how this works for major equipment VR, and I will go directly in the system. Actually, I am not spending time on the PowerPoint, and we also have a look at the unserviceability and UN painted equipment. So all for the major equipment, okay? So we'll go through that. I just wanted to make sure that you have received yesterday the PowerPoint and that was actually useful for you. Just to explain a little bit, you have, as I said, this is a guideline for you, okay? So you have print screen of how the system is. This is, of course, a print screen from the training environment, so it might not be 100% what you're seeing in your application, okay? So, but all the fields and all what I'm pointing out, all the steps are normally very similar to what you have or what you will have while doing your inspection or while creating your verification report. So I just wanted to highlight that this PowerPoint is like a guideline, job aid somehow for you, but only for the eCOE enhancement. Okay, so before going in the system and showing you focusing on the major equipment, I would like to make sure that you recall what we have learned yesterday all together. So I have prepared a few questions and just to start, and I have opened it. I hope you can see it on your screen. Fantastic. Please answer to those questions. It's very easy if you have followed our yesterday session in it is very easy. It is also very linked to the exercise that I've asked you to do yesterday. So you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes and a half now. I will just give you the time to go through that. Okay, hope you can all hear me. I know that Lucas had some trouble hearing us. I hope this is solved now. You still have 30 seconds to answer the question. I can see that most of you have finished. So, fantastic. Thank you, Lucas. Fantastic. I can also see Aruti connected. Hey, Aruti, you are now a panelist, but I lost Tota. Hope she can reconnect. If, okay, so yeah, time is over. The system is gathering all the answers, and hopefully I will be able to, yes, okay, why I can, okay, I don't know if you can see the answers. Yeah, fantastic. So actually you have all the answers on your screen. So yes, this was quite easy, I think, and most of you did very well. So of course, the SOPs and templates can be found, yeah, under the system document icon, of course. We've talked about that yesterday. So for the major equipment VR, the columns that have been now implemented are the quantity repatriated, quantity serviceable repatriated, and then quantity unserviceable repatriated. So the three of them are now visible when you open your major equipment VR, and we can see that, we will see that in a few minutes now. Okay. The unacceptability, and it's written there in the question actually, it is pulled out from inspection. We do not have to enter that manually, right? So we saw that yesterday. So yes, that's it. I think now we will go to the system directly, but I just want to make sure that we don't have any comment. Oh, I see Asir who has some comments. Daniel, I don't know if you want to take that one while I'm connecting it?
Yes. Well, first of all, we know that there is a functionality that it's called Q&A in WebEx, but that one we are not using. We are not using for this training because it's much dynamic and easy to follow the chat. So please do not use the Q&A functionality. Use the chat in order to pose your questions. Then we see that some users are wondering whether they are not seeing in their user access some icons like SUR and some others. Obviously, those modules are currently only visible for military and police planners. So that's why you don't find those icons. In any case, as suggested by Krishna, we will share with you guys the navigation presentation in general terms for UCS, so you can find how to navigate and add some icons and enrich your experience as an user by using the user preferences icon. But instead, this is not the target of, excuse me, the objective of this presentation, but we will share with you that presentation only for navigation purposes. So you will find out how to increase the level of visibility for UCM. So besides that, we don't have any further questions. So over to you, Saida.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Danny. Yes, indeed, as I said, the view that you are now seeing on my screen might be completely different from what you have. It very much depends on the rights you have, of course. You might only see a few icons and not all of them. And we will share with you the navigation guideline just in case you want to see more. But yes, indeed, I have more options there. Because first of all, it's the training environment, and I have a little bit more rights than just an inspector. And also because the UCM, as I said yesterday, is integrating or covering all the reimbursement for troop and police. So SUR is one of them. But you guys on the field only focus on the verification reports, inspections, equipment, etc. So you have a focus on that one. So yes, I think we can then go directly into the subject, and I see Heman connected. You are now a panelist. I don't know if Tota is with you, Heman. Fantastic. So you are now, guys, a panelist as well, so you can intervene whenever you want. Here you go. Hey, Tota. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Hi, good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you. So if all panelists can please mute themselves, that would be very, very helpful. Thank you. So let's start and talk about the major equipment verification report. So I might jump from one icon or one part of the system to another to show you all the different things. So sometimes the system is a little bit slow. Sometimes also myself, I need to find the right VR and the right equipment, etc. So please let me know if I'm too fast or too slow, or if I need to repeat things, okay? So don't hesitate. So for my demo, and to talk about the in lieu of and the different aspects, elements that have been enhanced, I will use, let me find it. I will use an existing VR. That I'm trying to find. Let me, yes, that's the one. Okay, I open it. Here you go. So as we saw yesterday, you've seen the different columns here, and then the quantity repatriated column and the two others, right? So the same view than yesterday. For my demo, I would like to let me find my item. Yes, I would like to work on this specific item, and as you can see, it is unserviceable, and 26 of them actually. So I want to replace or put another item in lieu of. How should I do that? So I select the item and I click on in lieu of tab, and as you can see, this specific item that I have selected is absent or non-functional, okay? And you can see the date, you can see the quantity, and the total dates. So how, if I want to replace this, how should I do? So actually, you go to the surplus item and you click on compute surplus item, no, compute surplus, sorry, and all the items will be displayed in here. So all the surplus existing for this specific item will be displayed. So you only have to select the one. I am using random data, okay? So sorry if I'm doing like crazy stuff, nonsense demo. It's just for you to show you how the system works. So you select, for example, you want to replace the containers by I don't know, those vehicles, okay, because that's what I have. So you click on associate in lieu of, and here you enter the dates, the quantity you want, the quantity to replace, and the quantity from the surplus, okay? And you can even put a remark if you want. And the dates have been somehow automatically displayed based on the date when this has, you know, it was not functional. So, and it's until the end of the quarter. So I can submit, and once I submit, you see that this item that I selected from the surplus is in the ILO. Okay, so this is actually a VR that I have prepared before the training, so everything was like already done, and I would like maybe to redo that with another VR. I will try to use another one to show you how the refresh button works this time. So let me go back, and hopefully it will work, and find another VR. I should. I'm using Rwanda. Yes, this one. Yes, let's open this one. So you can see in my column unserviceable, because I have done the inspection, everything is ready, all the data has been inserted, so all good. And then I issue them, I create the VR, and you see all the information here. But when I go to, let's select, for example, the ambulances, okay? And when I go to in lieu of, I don't see my data there, but I need to refresh. And remember, a pop-up will appear that you have to confirm. Sometimes the system takes a bit of time. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, sometimes it takes a bit of time, but that is somehow normal. And that's why actually I prepared the other VR just in case this one was not working. Here you go. Fantastic. You see, all the data, everything has been yes. So again here, let me see if I can change. Here you go. You see them. I had nothing there before refreshing, and for the other container. But then I refreshed, and my inspection aligned to my VR, and I could see what is non-functional and absence here. So the same. I select what I want to put in lieu of the container there. I don't know. Let's put any random, and it will be the same. Okay. So you can also play with the dates, right? If you don't want to use this specific item for the whole period of non-functionality, you can also play around the dates, right? So imagine instead of 14th, I just want this one until, I don't know, end of February. I put 1, and I put 1. Okay, so it will appear here with the dates, and then I see that I need, for the rest of the period, I want to do another with another item. I can do that as well. Okay, so you can play around and do that based on your need. So always the same system. Click on Compute Surplus, then you click on Associate in lieu of, and then you will have it displayed under ILO. I don't know if there's anything, any questions at this stage?
Yeah, hi Saida. Can I just emphasize one thing for the participants, just for them to remember that the surplus items, they show all serviceable equipment up to the date when, like the from date to which date. For example, you've given this the vehicles, which is the commercial pattern, which is under 1.5 ton. If it's serviceable up to 14th of March, that means it can be used as a ILO up to that certain date or before that date. It cannot be used, beyond 14th of March, because that particular equipment, it shows that it's not serviceable from that date. So therefore, all the surplus items are showing as serviceable up to the date when it is, they are actually on the ground as serviceable. So they cannot be used beyond the date which is showing here.
Fantastic. Thanks for highlighting that. And actually, I will show if the system will allow me to do that. And I want this specific item because it has been like until the 14th here. If I want, let me check if See, the system blocks me somehow, so I'm not allowed to go further the dates of the 14th, which just that I explained.
Yeah, it means that it's not that particular equipment is not available to be used as an ILO because most probably it's not serviceable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. Thank you, Teta. I don't know if you have questions, Danny. Yeah.
Yes. Our colleague Paramjit is asking that this functionality also is working for the equipment repatriated, and that were also provided in lieu or vice versa, given the fact that the item will or may not appear in actual. I'm just reading your question and your comment as it is in the chat, but I would like to share it with the rest of the panelists in case that they want to make a comment on that.
Thank you, Danny. I hope I think I leave that to you, Tota, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. But I'm sorry, I couldn't get the question correctly. If the equipment has been repatriated, it will not show in the surplus item. Therefore, it cannot be used as an ILO. I mean, maybe I'm missing out the question. So if we can send it through an email, maybe we can read it thoroughly what it means, what Paranjit is asking, because I'm not able to understand his question. But an equipment which is repatriated, it will not show in the surplus item because that means that it's not available to be used as an ILO.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not very clear to me too. So it was partially available.
Saida, another point that I wanted to emphasize, the ILM functionality is available prior to the current hotfix, but the case that we are actually seeing is when we associate an ILO as a replacement for non-functionality or an absence, and when a refresh button is clicked, system will basically remove this ILO because if there were any changes to the serviceability or unserviceability of the equipment related to that category, it will basically delete the ILO, and whatever the ILO that gets deleted is seen as in the comments. So the inspectors needs to reassociate the ILO for those particular categories.
Hey, Eman, thank you. We unfortunately have very bad background sound, and I hope everybody could understand your answer. And if not, I cannot put you as a panelist. You were okay. You can always send the answer via the chat, and then we will forward that to everybody, just to make sure that what you just said has been fully understood by everybody. And I see one comment from Lucas. Why should we use a vehicle for a container? Yes, indeed, Lucas. As I said, I'm using random data. It's just to show you how the system works, okay? Because I mean, in my surplus, I did not have any container to put it in lieu of the one that was not functional. So I just used any random item. So of course, in real life, this is not working like that. But it's just to show you how the system works, okay? So I apologize if some of the actions that I'm doing are not realistic or not accurate for real life. But I don't have, that's just a training environment, and I don't have all the info data necessary to make it like real life, so apologize about that. Any other question, remarks? But Paramjit, we take note of your question and point, right? We hopefully, I see that Hemant. Let me put you as a panelist. Has been disconnected and now he's connected again. But we'll have a careful look at it, and we'll try to at least have a written answer to that. Okay. So the last thing in terms of enhancement for ILO is actually the report. And it's a very simple and more user-friendly thing. I'm not going to, you know how to extract your report, right? And I'm not going to do that live because sometimes it takes a lot of time. So what I've done is I have already created a report for specific VR. And what I'm going to show you now is my existing report. Let me, okay. I hope you can see my reports on the screen. Fantastic. And actually it is, the process is the same. How to extract your report, how to generate your report is exactly the same. So you go then afterwards to your my BIP report. You know, you click on the reports here, and then you type what you want to do, how you want to extract it, and then you will see it under my BIP report. Okay, so once you have that, you click on it, it's downloading, and then you have the very nice PDF. And actually one item or one element that has been added to the report is also to make it clearer, more user-friendly, is the subcategory under the ILO. And let me find it. Where is it? I normally.
Saida, you just missed out the page. It's just down below, please. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you, Dota. Yes, so what we have added in the report is this column, actually, the subcategory. Okay, so it's also easier for you to identify the item, and yeah, that is the only element, tiny bit, that has been enhanced, improved in the report. I don't know if there's questions.
Can I just highlight to the participants that, like you rightly mentioned, Saida, is that equipment, to associate an equipment as an ILO, which this is just an example which you provided to the participants here, meaning that a container cannot be held in lieu of a vehicle or vice versa. But just to highlight that this is just a demonstration, and the COE inspectors and the COE staff in the field, when they carry out the inspections, they have to actually verify and consult with the chief COE what is being actually used or what can be potentially used as an held in lieu that to carry out the operations. Therefore, that has to be based on the inspections, based on the discussions with the technical units, and finally with the approval of chief COE that will be ultimately, reflected in the verification report. Like I said, it's just based on what is actual on the ground. And if there are no particular equipment that can be associated as held in lieu, because that's, there's no equipment that can be associated, then even if it's reflected as an absence in the verification report and there is no equipment held in lieu of, it should be reported as such. such. This is, again, it is in discussion with Chief COE unit that how this will be reflected in verification report based on actual operational requirements or operational, details or, inspections on the ground.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tuta, for the clarification. Yeah, indeed, the process. I'm not going through the whole process, and I'm not going for how you do that directly on the field, right? I'm using random examples to show you how the system works. So hopefully, once you will have once you will do your VR, you will just remember the different steps on how to proceed actually. So before going further and before talking about the serviceability, etc., I just want to make sure that all the points that we have mentioned are clear. So I have prepared few questions. Again, they should appear on your screen. Fantastic. 3 questions, quite easy, on the ILO and on the different points that we just saw now. So you have 3 minutes to answer to that. I just give you the time to do so. Okay, 1 minute to go. I see that some of you are still answering to the questions, and while you are doing so, I just want to to read what Tota just posted now, that she said the absence is not automatically generated in the reports, thus it is not a manual entry. The system will recognize if there is an absence of any equipment based on MOU and actual quantity held. I just wanted to read that out loud while you are still answering to the questions. Yeah, still 20 seconds to go, so see that you are answering. Here we go. So the system is retrieving the answers. I hope, let me try to, I hope you can see that the answers as well on your screen. So I'm showing the PowerPoint just to mention again that you will receive that after the training, and even the questions that we answered to are there. So yes, as we just mentioned, the new field or the new column for the ILO section for the verification reports is the subcategory. Okay, so that's the new field. So we saw that yesterday, and we mentioned that today as well. When we click on refresh, we always have a warning message to make sure that to confirm the action and to make sure that you are not clicking too quickly on refresh and losing any data. And then once an ILO has been added to your VR, it is not possible to delete it. No, actually, we can delete an ILO, and I think I have not mentioned this, but I have opened another one. Let me show you. Yes, very good. So under the section here, it is of course possible to delete it. Okay, so you always have a warning, but the button delete is available, so you can delete it, and then if you made a mistake before finalizing your VR, you can do so. Here you go. So let me now talk about another enhancement under the SAG tab. Okay, let me find the right item that I want to show you. Yes. So one element that has been now implemented is that the quantity beyond control TCC PCC cannot exceed the quantity of absence. Okay, so if, for example, so we know that there are 2 items that are absent, and I want to put like 5 here. The system will not allow me to do that. Okay, so it's just to make sure that the data entry is consistent and in line with the existing data on the system. But if I do this, then it's fine. You see, that is a tiny enhancement that has been implemented. Now let's see let's talk about the unserviceability, and let me go to the inspection to do so. I hope let me find my okay, let me find my equipment. Okay, so please bear with me. I just need to make sure that I have the right equipment to show you. Here we go. So how to make this equipment unserviceable. So there are a few things that have been enhanced. For example, the unserviceable reason, and I will go through it, I will do that with you, is a mandatory field, so I cannot go further without putting a reason. Okay, so if I do that, again, I am putting random data. Okay, Okay, it doesn't want to. And I don't know if you noticed, but the moment I have clicked on unserviceable, the unserviceable reason button has been activated. So it is automatically displayed there. And let me submit. And you see, once I submit it, it is on my unserviceability history. So I canceled it, yeah. So yeah, I don't know if it was too quick or too too fast. Is it all clear? Should no questions there? Okay, cool. So that was one of my one of the points that I wanted to highlight. And okay, I don't find it anymore. Okay. Okay, so I've cancelled them. Oh, I went too quickly, so I've cancelled the inspection. Yeah, I shouldn't have. But anyway, let me find maybe another item to show you also the different reasons of unserviceability. Some of them have been added, and it is worth mentioning it. So I take any item and I put it like unserviceable, and when I click on the button, you can see the different reasons there. Some have been added, and especially the damage due to hostile action. Okay, and you can see also no, not painted, not marked, but we will see that in a few minutes. But I just wanted for you to see all the list of unserviceability reasons. Good. I'm not. Okay. So let's now see for the UN painted items. Let me go to the equipment and find a new equipment actually. Normally I saved one. Hopefully this will work. Oh, of course. No. Ah, yeah, I need to go there. Okay. Okay. So, of course. new equipment. Let me find the one that I want actually, because if it has already been inspected, I cannot. The drop-down lists. Okay, let me find another one. Yes, normally this should work. No. Yes. So, yeah, sorry about that. I was clicking around to find the right item. Apparently the one that I have saved was already inspected. So, and it was already marked as painted. So I could not work around it. And as now, actually, what has been enhanced, especially for the UN color painted, and you will see more details in the PowerPoint that I am going to send to you, is once you mark an equipment like not painted, it will be like unserviceable, but only for vehicles. So this will only work for vehicles, okay? So the rest will not be automatically considered as unserviceable. And I think actually, should work here. Voila. I don't know if you've seen it. So it is a vehicle, the one that I'm using now. And I said that it is not UN painted. Okay, so automatically the equipment statute was unserviceable, and the reason here was not painted, not marked. I did not have to enter those fields. Okay, and this works for vehicles only. I don't know if I can find. Let's hope. Let's try to do this one, because it's not a vehicle. I'm wondering if this will work. Oh, let me first create my inspection. Sorry. Ah, damn. Sorry, it was already. Let me check this one. So, so apparently the equipment that I had saved or are not. Let me. Oh, you see. Aha, cool. So this one normally is has no category or is not a vehicle. So if I put it as a no, you see nothing happened. So it's just not a vehicle, so it's not automatically put as unserviceable. I hope this was clear. It was just to show you this, and also while I'm here. So imagine you are repatriating an element or a specific equipment. Okay, I cannot do that with this one. I need to find another. I need to find another equipment. Let me find another one. Normally it should work. No, this one was not. Okay, the purpose here was when you repatriate, it was like the different status of repatriation. I will go back to that once I also see the movement of equipment. But before trying to find the right equipment, I just want to stop here and see if there's any questions, if there's anything that you want Tuta or over there, Heman, to add to what I've just showed to everybody. Is there any question, Danny?
No, but Teuta, it's suggesting whether we can add the UN painting column in a list as a first column in the layout. We can always include a column called UN painting.
This is Hemant. Yes, we do have the UN painting color as one of the list column, and as Saida is showing in the column displayed, we can pick that particular column and move it to the list. Yes. This way we could actually identify what all equipment in the list that has the UN color painted. It's from TPCC or UN or not applicable.
Yeah, thank you very much, Heman, for mentioning this. And actually, it is already there, but it's just, let me, it is very far in my display. Right? Let me put it. Oh no, here it is. It was not. So, and I can put it like the first one, then you can see it. Save. Here you go. I hope I didn't do that too quickly, but I guess you guys know the application and how to display the different columns, right? And you can insert them or delete them on the menu, clicking on the menu here, going to column, and then you choose just what I was showing, and then you can also filter them, and you can query, you see, and you can see all the items that have been not UN colored, painted. So yeah, that's very good point also to find the different items that we want. Any
yes, Aida, just
points?
To add to the participants that in case any equipment during the arrival inspection has been verified as not painted, especially for for the vehicles because they are shown as unserviceable, to actually change the status to serviceable, and once it has been verified that the vehicle has been painted, the inspectors, they have to generate an inspection so that they can change that status. They need to know, and just we want to highlight is that they cannot change the UN color painted from no to yes from the equipment view. It has to be generated based on it. The status has to change based on the when they generate an inspection and verify it on the ground.
Yeah, fantastic. Yes, thank you for reminding me this very important point. Yes, indeed. If we want to change the status of UN color, we have to regenerate a new inspections. I will not go through that now. But I mean, I'm not seeing the inspections process and all that. Just wanted to highlight this functionality and this enhancement. But yes, indeed. Thank you, Tata. Any comment, question on the chat before going to the next point, which is how to move equipment? Danny, no?
Yes, I'm trying to. I see that some participants are using the Q&A functionality. Sorry if we didn't address those questions before, but it's better through the chat. But as see it, Gabriel now is asking why should UAVs come under vehicles and their being painted or not makes them unserviceable? Why can't it be a logistics equipment and get a waiver? The UAVs, why do they come as a vehicle?
I'm not sure I got the full question.
I'm sorry, we couldn't get the question from Gabriel. Can you repeat it, or you can send it through a chat so we can read it exactly what his question is?
Yes, I will copy and paste on the chat, but he's mentioning that the UAVs are coming under vehicles. I mean, UAV is some sort of vehicle. I don't know, but I will put it on the chat just in case.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. Very specific question. I'm sorry. Yes, you can all see it now. Tuta, Krishna, if you have any answer to that. If not now, we take note of all the questions, by the way, and if we did not have the time to answer to it during the WebEx now, orally, sometimes we need to think about it to understand better the question. We will definitely come back to you via email, or we'll put all the questions and answered together, and we'll make sure that we provide a proper answer as soon as possible, and then we will share that with everybody. Okay. So just that is almost my last point. It is moving an equipment. So there was also some tricks that have been done there, and so I have chosen one specific equipment, and okay, let me find it again. I lost my equipment. Okay, no, here it is. So actually, when you are on the list, and I have created this before, and I have created repatriation reports before, and I want to move this equipment to another place. Okay, so it's very easy. You have it on your list there, and then you click on the button, move button, and then you have to enter the unit where this will go to. I am again putting random information. Okay, so it's not accurate at all, and not following the correct process, but I'm just showing how the system works. So you put the units, you put the move date. So based on when the equipment will be available, and by when this will be, this needs to be moved. And since it's, I will. and then you submit. Okay, and once you submit, you can see under the comment the equipment has been moved successfully. Okay, so then you know that this equipment now is moved to the other units. And once you have moved this, you can normally find it under the intermission transfer in here. So it's the list of all the equipment that have been moved. And once you have also the repatriated equipment, so that's the list of the equipment that has been repatriated. Okay, that's for the move. I think let me see if I have more information and data that I need to show you. No, I think that's what I wanted to show. And then, yeah, I mentioned the intermission transfer and repatriated based on the verification report repatriated. Let me try to open one. I think I created. Here you go. You see, some of the equipment have already been inspected and put as repatriated, etc. So it's all in there. And I think that's pretty much it, right? Let me double check. Is there any question while I'm checking if I miss any point in terms of move and repatriation? If there's any question or any comment from you, Tota, to make sure that I haven't missed any point before moving and closing the session.
If I may, Tota just responded this UAV question from our colleague before. Basically, it's a business question, so this is based on the COE manual. So all changes that will affect the COE manual will have to be endorsed by member states and the different commissions. So in any case, they have taken note of this and will raise within the OACT team to see if it can be done. So whether this UAV should be treated as a vehicle or not. So this is all COE manual business question and not system question. Over to you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, and I think I see here a question from Diren who's addressing me directly. Any explanation on partial repatriation of major equipment for a unit having a call staying back? Let me post this to everybody. This is Tota there. I would love your help and support. I cannot answer to that one.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a drawdown which has been established in the mission by the mission, and there are some particular equipment which are being identified for repatriation of a particular unit, whereas the remaining of the balance will stay behind to carry out the operation. This particular equipment or a number of equipment that are planned for repatriation, this will be reflected in the, they can be repatriated based on the departure date. The cessation date has to be established. And then it can be reflected in any of VRs. Basically, it has to be either a periodic or an ORI, because as we know, the repatriation, verification reports are raised only when the unit is fully repatriated from the mission. Therefore, it cannot be a repatriation verification report generated only for a partial, equipment. So there has to be a distinction, when only few equipment can be repatriated. This can be reflected in VR, and the rest, when the unit is fully repatriating, that repatriation inspection or repatriation VR has to be generated for those type of equipment. This is just a downsizing of a unit, and it cannot, it can be reflected as such based on the number of equipment when it's planned for repatriation and actual departure. I hope I covered what Diren was asking, but and I do understand that we have had these discussions through email with Diren, especially for some particular equipment which were repatriated from UNAMID. But if there is any other specific one that he would like to raise it, then please do send us an email. We will be happy to address it separately outside of the training. And as a best practice, we can also share it with the rest of the missions.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tuta. And yes, if you have any additional questions, do not hesitate to send us an email, or and then, as we said, if we cannot answer to your question right here, we will try to gather all the questions and answer to them by written and then send that to you. Before closing, and I just wanted to highlight them, if I can find it. I know, let me. One aspect of the repatriation status, I was trying to show that and I couldn't, but let me see if I can show you all the different status of and I think if I create, okay, what I wanted to highlight and hope I can see it here are, yes, here we go. So it's the different status of repatriation, and I think it has been enhanced recently as well. So all the different reasons are now, all the different status, sorry, of repatriation are now moved to another mission/unit, return to home country, disposed, written off, donated, and other. So I just wanted to, I think you might have seen that previously. I just wanted to highlight it and make sure that, because it was part of the recent enhancement. So yeah, that's it. Before shooting the last few questions that I have prepared for you, is there any comment? I see Tuta, move to another mission/unit is intermission transfer. Thanks for clarification again. Very valuable input. So thank you. Okay, all good. Let me open the the final pool. 3 questions, and I think I give 5 minutes. It might be a bit too much, but I can close it whenever you're ready, guys. And I see that you're already active, so please answer to the different questions just for us to make sure that you understood all the different points that we went through today. And then we will close the session and I will explain and show you the exercise prepared for you later. I see that you're all very active and most of you have finished an answer to the questions. So you still have 2 minutes and a half. I think it's you are almost all done. So once you're done, guys, I will close it and you will be able to see the answers. Okay, almost done. I see that 2 of you are still in progress. I will allow 30 more seconds and then I will close the pool. I don't know, Danny, if there's any, I don't see any additional questions or...
What we can see, some attendees are agreeing completely with Teuta's comments and answers in the chat, so we do see some consensus over there. Over to you.
Okay. So, yeah, that's it. Hopefully you will be able to, okay, so the system is Okay, Heman. Oh, okay. Let me panelist. So Heman, you are back to panelist. If you want to intervene or say something, apply. Okay, so normally you are able to see the answers to the questions. It's quite easy, right? It's just a summary of what we just saw. So, sorry, the quantity beyond the control of TCC, BCC cannot exceed the quantity absence, and the system actually will never allow you to do so. So you will receive a pop-up automatically. Which options are available for repatriation status? And we had like some clarification and from Twitter as well. So actually it's all the above. So all the different options are available. And the inspection records creates unserviceability record only when the equipment type is for vehicle or vehicle ambulance, and it is marked as not painted. And it is true. We saw that how the system reacts when the equipment is a vehicle type, how the system reacts there. So yeah, thank you very much. Well done, guys. I think you got almost all of you the right answers. Just to close, we have prepared a short exercise again. I will of course share this link with all of you. You will receive it in like 5 seconds. Let me just open my email box and go through it. Take the opportunity to check your knowledge before doing that real life. Ask questions if it's not clear. You can always drop us a line. You have our email address, so do not hesitate. Again, this session has been recorded, so you will receive the link to the YouTube by tomorrow morning at the latest. So you will receive the PowerPoint, which is your guideline, you will receive the exercise, and you will receive the link to the YouTube. So another thing that I would very much appreciate is tomorrow, once I will send you the link to the videos, I would very much appreciate if you could fill in a short survey, which is a feedback on our sessions, and it's mainly on if the content was useful, if it was a link to your daily work, how can we improve this. It is mainly for I mean, it's anonymous. Be as honest as you want and you can, please, because this will be used to improve our training and our training materials. So we would very, very much appreciate if you could fill in this short survey tomorrow when I will send this to you. I think I have mentioned everything. I would like once again to thank you very much and warmly for your attendance, and especially for your very active participation. It's really nice to see participants interested and involved in the training. So thank you very much to all of you. I hope this was useful. If there is anything that we can help with in terms of training, do not hesitate to let us know. I would also like to thank very much Twitter. Thank you so much, Twitter, for your very valuable input each time and clarification and support during the whole process. It was a pleasure working with you, really. So thank you so much. Thanks, Krishna and Heman and the guys over there. Thank you so much for the support and for having helped us during the full process. So thanks to all. Thanks, Danny, and wish you a very good day or afternoon, depending where you are in the world, and hope to to have you in our future trainings. We never know. Thank you.
Hi, Saida, thank you so much. I would like to thank you and Danny and the entire Valencia training team for giving this wonderful training, which I hope that it will be useful for all the inspectors who attended today. Also would like to thank all the participants, all the inspectors, all our COE colleagues in all the missions who took part in this training session for the last 3 days and taking time from their busy activities to at least participate or go through the training session. I hope they have found them useful. I hope that they will be able to incorporate all these enhancements in their Q2 verification reports, because it's very important. Especially when the VRs are sent to headquarters for the claims and calculation to the and payments to the member states. I would like also to thank the OICT team who actually provided the whole support technically and being here in the room with me. So thank you very much for everything. And we will try to schedule another session sometime in mid-May, and we hope that the rest of the COE inspectors who could not attend it in this session, they will be able to attend it and they will find it useful. And all these materials which you have provided from the training team, the COE inspectors will be able to circulate it among their the colleagues so that they can read through it and use it when they are preparing now the quarterly verification reports. So thank you so much for to everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tota.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Sorry. Just